Hey everybody, TC Bradley, God Made Millionaire TV, taking you on another journey into the vault. You know, folks, I was sitting here thinking and reflecting about how my life profoundly was impacted and changed by one decision that I made. One decision altered the destiny of my life as we know it. And I want to talk to you about how you can make one decision in your life that literally can alter the course of your life forever. I was sitting in my office one day, minding my own business, and my wife, Vicky, came into my office, and she said out of the blue, she said, "You need to write that business book." And it caught me off guard because we hadn't been discussing it. Now listen, I've been talking about writing a business book ever since I released my God Says When book that I published detailing my cardiac arrest. And she said it, and it just resonated in my spirit. I knew that I was to write this book. And so that night, I came up with the title of the book, Supernatural Success: Spiritual Laws That I Use to Generate Over $1 million Online and Beat Oprah in Website Traffic. And by the way, what I just shared with you is 100% true and accurate. We did generate over $1 million with the first website that I ever built. And within 2 years' time, that very same website did beat Miss Oprah in Website Traffic. Now understand something. I'm not going to hide from that fact. The world wants to diminish what God's people will do with God's help and God's supernatural success on their life and God's favor. I won't allow anybody to diminish what I was able to do with God's help. So that's the title of the book that I came up with. That night, I came up with the cover of the book. I had my graphic design team come up with this incredible cover. And then I did something that is incredible. I went on all of my social media platforms and I announced I was writing this book called Supernatural Success. I posted it on my LinkedIn profile, on my Facebook profile, on my Twitter feed. I said my next book is coming out within 45 days. People were amazed. They were like, "I can't wait to get this book. When can I order this book, TC? When's it going to be available to order?" And I'm thinking to myself, oh, I better write the thing. I'd only given myself 45 days to write that book. And so I got busy. And I started to put together this book on supernatural success. And I hit my mark on the 45th day. On the 45th day, I was complete. It was ready to go. I was sitting at my computer. All I had to do was hit the publish button, and it would go live onto Amazon, the world's biggest bookstore, and it would be available for purchase all over the world. And yet, in that moment in time, I had the little fat man sit up on my shoulder, whispering into my ears, going, "Who do you think you are to publish a book on supernatural success? What happens if you publish that book and people don't have supernatural success? What would happen then, TC? What happens if people don't like what you've written?" Now, to be candid with you, those are valid points. I had thought about it. I don't need that type of criticism in my life. I don't need that type of drama in my life at this point in my life. And so the little fat man was making some sense. But how many people are watching right now, and you've had that little fat man try to talk you out of your destiny? How many people are watching, you've had the little fat man talk you out of your dream? Well, he was up there, and he was whispering in my ear. And I said, "Shut up, little fat man. Get off of my shoulder." And I hit the publish button. I published that book. Ladies and gentlemen, my life was profoundly impacted and changed by that decision. Sometimes you have to be obedient to what God has called you to do. You see, here's the thing. Here was my key with this, is that I had put myself out by making the announcement, right? I said, this is going to publish in 45 days. People had an expectation, but here's the key. My word was at stake. I had to publish that book. I put my word out there. Now listen, there are some of you that you speak and there's no iron in your words. And there are a lot of people today in the world that they talk, and there's no iron in their words. Listen, if you say you're going to do something, you need to do it. You need to honor those commitments of your word. Your word is law. You have to honor your word. You have to be a person. If you're ever going to have supernatural success, I would tell you, you have to be somebody that honors your word and your agreements. You have to be. Honoring my word and my agreements to put more money in my bank account than any other strategy, any other marketing strategy that I can tell you. Simple. Honoring your word and your agreements. So I hit that publish button and I published the book and I go, oh, well, here we go. Here we go. Well, the testimonials for that book started coming in. They started flying in. We had a gentleman that operates a business that he promoted seminars. He promoted very big seminars, and he couldn't give a ticket away. He could not give a ticket away to his event that he was having in New York on Wall Street, of all places. Within 45 days of reading the book, he generated $300,000 in cash money into his bank account within 45 days. Then there's the lady that her father found out about the book, and the father bought his daughter, Supernatural Success, the book as a birthday gift for his daughter. Within 3 days of reading the first 2 chapters of that book, she generated $10,000 cash in the month of December. So people started reading the book and they started getting success on the book. And I'm like, this is incredible. This is incredible, the results that people are getting by simply applying the spiritual laws that lead to success. And the spiritual laws don't discriminate, folks. They don't care if you're white, black, Hispanic, Puerto Rican, Rastafarian. They don't care what you are. The spiritual laws work whether you work them or not. It's like the farmer, right? Imagine the farmer that is sitting out there in his house, his field is outside, and he's saying to the Lord, he's complaining to the Lord. He's going, where's my harvest? Where's my harvest? I've planted the seed. I've visualized my harvest. I've put vision boards up in my office imagining the harvest. I've decreed my harvest, but my harvest isn't there. Where is my harvest, Lord? And maybe you're tuned in right now and you're saying to yourself, where's my harvest, TC? I've planted the seeds. I've made the decree. I have put the vision boards up, the things that you hear to do in the industry to have success. Where's my harvest, TC? Well, let me ask you this. Have you gone out into the field and have you planted? And have you harvested? Have you gone on the combine and have you pulled in your harvest? It's not enough just to plant the seed. We've got to go out. When God gives us a direction, when God gives us an instruction, we have to be obedient to go into the harvest and to pull that harvest in. We have to have that obedience to do that. How ridiculous would it be to sit there in your house and think, well, somebody else will bring that harvest in? I call this millionaire mailbox mentality. You're going to plant the seed, you're going to plant that seed, and then you're going to expect God is going to send you $1 million check in the mailbox. God is not going to send you $1 million check in the mailbox. What God is going to do is He's going to give you a 6 or 7 figure dream. He's going to give you that dream. And it's going to be up to you to say yes to that dream. It's going to be up to you to activate that God-given dream. I believe, if you're tuned in and you're watching this program, I believe that God has already given you that 6- and 7-figure dream, and even an 8-figure dream. I believe that that's already within inside of you. That possibility already exists. But what's happened is you've allowed the little fat man up on your shoulder to talk you out of your destiny. You've been able to allow that little fat man to talk you out of your future and of your blessings. Now understand this, that one decision that I made on that day to hit that publish button, within 45 days of publishing that book, I got invited on my good friend Damon Davis's show, where we debuted. I debuted on national television, Supernatural Success, and it developed what I call a lifelong friendship with not only Damon Davis, but his entire team at Legacy Worldwide. We have a partnership, we have a friendship that has lasted. Now, the opportunity came to do my own show, God Made Millionaire TV, and I said yes to this. Here's what I want you to know as I pull to a close here, that it's not just about your yes. Here's what I want you to think about. I want you to think about who's on the other side of your yes. Who's on the other side of that yes? See, if I didn't activate my God-given dream and publish that book, not only would I not be speaking to you today on this show, but I want you to think about that businessman that's been helped, that had the $300,000 blessing in his business account in cash money. Think about the lady that generated $10,000 in the month of December after reading the book. Look at how it blessed their lives. See, here's the secret that you need to know. When God calls you to do something, when God raises you up to do something, He doesn't just have you in mind. There's other people on the other side of that yes. So when you say no, when you play it safe and you say no to that blessing, you're not only hurting yourself and your family, you're hurting the people that could have been blessed by your yes. Who will be blessed by your yes? Think about that. I believe that God is raising you up in this season to impact His people. I believe that you are gifted with purpose, that you are gifted with purpose, that you are empowered with destiny. That's what I believe. Here's what I want you to do if you're somebody that has been given that God-given dream and you've not activated it yet. You've played small, you've hidden in the shadows. Here's what I want you to do. Go to our God Made Millionaire Facebook page. Go there right now, and I want you to plant your flag. I want you to stake your claim. I want you to plant your flag right now and decree and declare to us, to everybody, what is that God-given dream that God has given to you. That's going to be your first step to activating that God-given dream. Go now to our Facebook page, the link is down below, and let us know what is that God-given dream that you've been given, that assignment that our God has given you that you've hidden up until now. Hey everybody, hope you're enjoying this special edition of Into the Vault. I've got another special edition, powerful teaching lined up for you, ready to go. But as that's getting queued up, I want to encourage you, if you're somebody that needs prayer right now, I want you to encourage you to contact us down below. Listen, I don't have holy water to send to you. I don't have a prayer cloth, but what I do have is a belief in our God's ability to do miracles on your behalf. I also want to encourage you, if you're somebody that's activated your God-given dream, or you're somebody that hasn't activated your God-given dream, join our community at GodMadeMillionaire.com. Visit our site. We've got training resources, publishing programs, media programs, coaching programs, partner programs. It's all there for you to equip and empower you to activate your God-given dream. So visit GodMadeMillionaire.com. And now, without any further ado, let's go into the vault one more time. Everybody, TC Bradley with God Made Millionaire TV. Time to go into the vault again. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm sitting here thinking about my relationship that I have with God as it pertains to business. And it's it's amazing to me. And I happen to think I'm the only one that God does this, but I have a saying that I'm quite fond of. It is that God doesn't need Netflix in heaven when he's got TC Bradley to mess with, because quite candidly, he messes with me all of the time. And it happened one afternoon that my life was profoundly changed like you would not believe. It literally changed the course and the destiny of my life. So I'm sitting in my office minding my own business one afternoon working on a project, and out of the blue I hear God speak to me, and he said, "You're not playing big enough." I said, "Excuse me? What do you mean I'm not playing big enough? I think I've been playing pretty big, God." And he responded by sharing with me, your definition of playing big and my definition of playing big are two completely different definitions. And then he pointed out some areas in my life where I had played small. I had stayed on the safety and the security of the shoreline. And I called it wisdom. How many times have we done that in our life where we know that God has called us to do something, and yet because of fear that grips us and because of, oh, what if I fail, we stay on the safety and the security of the shoreline. And how many of you know that our destinies are not going to be fulfilled by staying on the safety and the security of the shoreline? Your destiny and your God will wait for you in the deep waters. Ladies and gentlemen, that afternoon, I made a sacred vow to my God, and it changed the course of my life. Now, I want to share this with you, and I want to be completely serious. I'm coming to you from my heart on this. If you feel that God has given you an assignment, if you feel that God has called you to do something that is bigger than yourself, I want to encourage you to listen carefully to what I'm about to share with you. In that afternoon, I made a vow to my God, a sacred vow that I would never again limit what he wanted to do in my life or through my life for the rest of my life. I'm going to say that again. I made a sacred vow to never limit my God with what he wanted to do in my life or through my life for the rest of my life. Ladies and gentlemen, I knew what I had done. I knew what I had done. And now I was going to have to step up and step into what God was calling me to do. 9 months go by, ladies and gentlemen. 9 months. Not by accident. It was 9 months. 9 months go by, and I'm given an opportunity to do my own nationally syndicated television show, God Made Millionaire TV. That opportunity came at the most inconvenient time in my life. Here's what you have to realize. God doesn't consult with your bank account, and he doesn't consult with your calendar when he calls you to do anything. 9 months go by, and now here comes this opportunity that I knew that my God was calling me to do. I knew that he was calling me to do, but it was the deepest waters that I would ever go into if I said yes to that. If I said yes to this opportunity to host my own nationally syndicated television show. Now, you have to understand something, that having my own national TV show, it was never on my bucket list to do. It was never on my bucket list to do, but I knew God was calling me to do this. And it was so far outside of my comfort zone, so far into the deep waters. And understand that when God calls you to do something, God never calls anyone to do anything that you're qualified to do. Don't think for a second that I am qualified to host a national TV show. I'm appointed to host a national TV show. I said yes. I said yes to this opportunity. And why did I say yes? Because one day, ladies and gentlemen, here's what I know. I'm going to have to face my God. I'm going to have to face God one day, and I'm going to give an account for that dream that he gave me. And I had just made that vow 9 months earlier. And if I would have said no to this, I would have broken my vow to God. How could I ever, listen, if I didn't step up and step in to what God had called me to do, I could never talk about God again in the way that I talk about him now. I think that there's nothing that God cannot do for us and through us if we say yes. So I had to say yes, but realize that when I said yes, it was the deepest waters that I've ever been in. I was being obedient to that calling. I was being obedient to what God had called me to do. So when you make that vow, and I strongly encourage you to find some time this evening, perhaps, or tomorrow, or within the next couple of days. And I want you to get along with your God. And if you're serious about altering the course of your life forever, I encourage you to make that vow, make that sacred vow to never again limit what God wants to do in your life or through your life for the rest of your life. And don't just say it. Mean what you say. Mean what you say. And I promise you, you're going to see things that are revealed to you. God is going to start to download instructions to you and wisdom and discernment, and the doors are going to open up in your life. Understand what opens the doors in your life? It's faith that opens your doors. God does not open a door. I do not believe God opens our doors of opportunity. I believe it's your faith is what opens those doors of opportunity. Your faith is what opens up doors of opportunity and activates your destiny that's on your life. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk a little bit about the name God Made Millionaire TV and why we've named the show God Made Millionaire TV with T.C. Bradley. You know, I have always believed that there is no such thing as a self-made millionaire. I believe, based on what I know about the Bible, that all wealth comes from the Lord. Every single bit of it, every dime, every nickel, every shekel comes from God. I do not believe that there is any such creature that has ever roamed the earth called a self-made millionaire. It doesn't exist. And believe me, I know a lot of millionaires in my circle. Not one of them is self-made. Nobody that's reached the mountaintop reaches it by themselves. Nobody gets dropped off at the top. They have help along the way. And so when it came time to do this show, God Made Millionaire TV, this show is a platform for people that have activated their God-given dreams, whether you're an artist, whether you're an author, whether you are a business owner, whether you're somebody that is in ministry and you've activated that God-given dream. There needed to be a platform that was created where people could come and share their God-given dreams. So God Made Millionaire TV, and understand the name of the show. I've gotten some pushback from people about the name God Made Millionaire. I actually had somebody that reached out and said to me, the word God Made Millionaire is the most anti-Christian name that he's ever heard of. Well, I think personally that the term self-made millionaire is the most anti-Christian term that I've ever heard. And we, every week that our show airs, every time our show airs, we declare it to the world that God is the source of all wealth. God is the source of wealth. God is the source of prosperity. There's no such thing as a self-made millionaire. And so when it came time and this opportunity presented itself, that was the title of the show, God Made Millionaire TV. So here's what I want you to do. Obviously, you're listening to this message. You're not here by accident. I believe that you're here by divine appointment. Here's what I want you to know. Number one, you are not here by accident. Number two, you are a child of destiny, a child of purpose. There's a reason that God gave you that dream. There's a reason and He gave it to you and He didn't give it to somebody else. It's because He knew He could trust you with that dream. But if you really are serious about altering your life, I'm talking about really serious about altering your life and your destiny, here's what I challenge you to do, but only if you're serious. I want you to get along with your God at some point in time, and I want you to make that vow. Never again are you going to limit what your God wants to do in your life or through your life for the rest of your life. And I promise you, yes, it is scary because you're making a vow. This is a vow between you and your God. But I promise you, God will reveal things. God will give you discernment, and just incredible things are going to happen in your life. But you got to say yes. You got to say yes. When it's your turn to go to the deep waters, you have to say yes. I encourage you on this day, go to the deep waters where your God and your destiny await for you. Hey everybody, T.C. Bradley, host of God Made Millionaire TV, and I was thinking the other day of how my life was profoundly impacted and changed for the better when I published my first book, Supernatural Success. Within 45 days of publishing that book, I signed a major TV deal to feature and promote my book on that TV show. After that, I published another book, got invited back to another TV show. I want to help you publish your book. If you've been given a God-given dream, an assignment to publish your book, well, we have a publishing company designed specifically from A to Z to handle all of those details for you. All you need to do right now at this point is set an appointment up with our publishing company so that we can talk to you about bringing your book to the marketplace and your voice to the nations on our show, God Made Millionaire TV, as a published author.